Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing this Friday morning? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. TGIF, how is everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a fabulous morning. So far, some people are just waking up. But some people, based on the time zone you're in, are already up, and some people are not yet up. But whatever time you hear this broadcast, a very special Friday to you. All right, so this morning we are going to be continuing with our series of reading this good book here from beginning to end. This journey has been a journey, I tell you. For those of you who are just coming, those of you who are just discovering my channel, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. And to all my returning travelers, I want to say thank you for your continued support. So, for those of you who are new, we gather here each morning with one goal in mind, and that is to read the Bible for ourselves. This is my journey that I undertook for my own personal understanding of the Bible, and I've decided to take you all on this journey with me. So we've been doing this now for 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years, 2.5 years about. We have been doing this. And despite what you may hear me say on my fumbles and when I get my eureka moments and when I'm as confused as the day is long about what I am reading, it is by no means my intention to dissuade anybody from their conviction. I do not endorse any particular religion or denomination on my channel. All I'm doing is reading the Bible for myself. And on that journey, I'm taking along whoever will stop by and listen. I'm not trying to convince or contradict anybody's belief. I really get a bit of angst when people want to come in here and tell me and try to tell me about what their belief dictates that I do. That's not what we're doing here. Your belief, what you believe, is your belief. It's not going to dictate to me what I should believe or what I should do here. Okay? It's your belief and I have mine. But on this journey, I appreciate the people who are thoughtful enough to come in and say, Trev, I read somewhere XYZ, or what you're talking about today, there is a corresponding text in this other book. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. And I sincerely appreciate those of you who care to. I appreciate it. But this morning we are going to be moving on to the book of we're going to be moving on to the book of Micah. Micah is one of those books that's kind of tucked away right before you get to the end of the Old Testament. It's kind of tucked away right behind the book of Jonah. So if you don't know where to find the book of Micah in the Bible, when you find the book of Ezekiel and Daniel, just slowly slide over and you will find those smaller books, you know, Hosea and Joel, and moving on, Amos, Obadiah. You will find Micah right there after Jonah. Okay, so roll out and roll along with me as we do this reading this morning. For those of you who have been here for a minute, I appreciate you. I thank you. We are going to be doing this until we have read the entire Bible. Welcome into the live to my tubers and my talkers. Welcome. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. I see Cora. I see Kaizen. Thank you for the rose, Kaizen. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing, Kaizen? That's the question. How are you doing, my dear? Good to see you. As always, it's always a pleasure. Dora, David, and the others, welcome. We are on to the book of Micah. Today we're going to be reading Micah. Are you heading out to work? Be safe, my friend. Be safe. Because these streets these days are crazy. But anyway. All right, there we go. We are on to the book of Micah, Micah chapter 1. If you are just coming, guys, get your book Bible, your Google Bible. If you want to follow along or just listen as I read. Now, we're not reading. Hold on a second, 1 minute there. Okay. So go ahead and get your book Bible, guys, or your Google Bible and come along. Let's read together. We don't have a lot of time this morning, but we are going to use the little bit of time we have wisely. Okay? Yeah, we will talk later, Kazan. The word of the Lord that came to Micah. The word of the Lord that came to Micah. The Morasthite in the days of Jotham, Ahaz, and Ezekiah, kings of Judah, which he saw concerning Samaria and Jerusalem. Hear, all ye people, hearken, O earth, and all that is therein. And let the Lord God be witness against you, the Lord from his holy temple. For behold, the Lord cometh forth out of his place, and will come down and tread upon the high places of the earth. And the mountains shall be molten under him, and the valleys shall be cleft, as wax before the fire, and as the waters that are poured down a steep place. For the transgression of Jacob is all this, and for the sins of the house of Israel. What is the transgression of Jacob? Is it not Samaria? And what are the high places of Judah? Are they not Jerusalem? Therefore, I will make Samaria as a heap of the field, and as plantings of a vineyard, and I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the fountains thereof. And all the graven images thereof shall be beaten to pieces, and all the hires thereof shall be burnt with the fire, and all the idols thereof will I lay desolate. For she gathered it of the hire of an harlot, and they shall return to the hire of an harlot. Verse 8. Okay. I'm just looking to see who's in the chat. Melvin and Judy and the others. Welcome. Okay, let us continue. Verse 8. And for those of you just coming, we are on the book of Micah. Micah chapter 1 and verse 8. Therefore, I will wail and howl. I will go stripped and naked. I will make a wailing like the dragons, and mourning as the owls. For her wound is incurable. For it is come unto Judah. He is come unto the gate of my people, even to Jerusalem. Declare ye it not at Gath. Weep ye not at all. In the house of Ophrah, roll thyself in the dust. Pass ye away, thou inhabitant of Sapphire, having thy shame naked. The inhabitants of Zanan came not forth in the morning of Bethazel. He shall receive of you his standing. For the inhabitant of Maroth, for the inhabitant of Maroth, waiting carefully for good, but evil came down from the Lord unto the gates of Jerusalem. O thou inhabitants of Lachish, bind the chariot to the swift beast. She is the beginning of the sin to the daughter of Zion, for the transgressions of Israel were found in thee. Therefore shalt thou give presents to Moresheth Goth. The houses of Ashzib shall be a lie to the kings of Israel. Yet will I bring an heir unto thee, O inhabitant of Mareshah. He shall come unto Adullam, the glory of Israel. Make thee bald, and pull thee from thy delicate children. Enlarge thy baldness as the eagle, for they are gone into captivity from thee. All right. That's the end of Micah chapter 1. I wonder where is Scott this morning, because I'm not sure what to unpack from this one this morning, from that chapter there. I'm not sure. See Daisy. I'm sorry about that, guys. But we are going to move right along into chapter 2. We're going to move right along into chapter 2 of the book of Micah. And that's Micah for those of you who are not familiar. with with it. All right, let us continue. Micah chapter 2. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Okay. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. Therefore, thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord. Prophesy ye not, say they to them that prophesy. Okay. They shall not prophesy to them that they shall not take shame. O thou that art named the house of Jacob, in the spirit of the Lord, is the spirit of the Lord straitened? Are these his doings? Do not my words do good to him that walks uprightly? Even of late my people is risen up as an enemy. He pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely, as men averse from war. The women of my people have he cast out from their pleasant houses. From their children have he taken away my glory forever. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. Hold on there. Morning, Amy. Hold on there. Let me read that again. If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. Do we understand this the same way? If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel, I will put them together as the sheep of Bozrah, as the flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of men. The breaker is come up before them. They are broken up and have passed through the gate and are gone out of it, and their king shall pass before them, and the Lord on the head of them. Huh? Huh? Good morning, Winsome. How are you doing, Sister Winsome? Welcome into the live. Well, here we are. Here we are, Sister Winsome, reading the book of Micah. The book of Micah has taken me for a loop, to be honest with you. It has taken me for a loop, Sister Winsome. For sure, I am going to have to take another read of the book of Micah on my own. Because honestly, what Micah is talking about here, that the Lord is telling him, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. And it's not unheard of that you read the Bible and not understand what the author is saying. Because Micah is one of those minor prophets. And what he is saying here, the Lord has told him, or his encounter with the Lord it needs me to read it a little bit more. But we're going to continue for this morning's sake. We are going to continue. Happy Friday, Winsome. How you been, sis? We are going to move on either way. 6 one, half dozen the other. Let's move on to chapter 3. And I said, Here I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil? Who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones? Who also eat the flesh of my people, and flay their skin from off them? And they break their bones, and chop them in pieces, as for the pot, and as flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus said the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry, Peace. And he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. So here, Micah really has a warning for the prophets whose preachings has caused the people to act against what their forefathers had taught them about their God. And we know by now, from having been reading the Bible, Mr. That Winsome, yeah, I know. Me say me can't do nothing to please Winsome. Winsome say why I come on so late. A Friday morning, Sister Winsome. It's Friday. I've been up, but I had some things to prepare, so I had to go. I had to take care of those things. So I was doing that between 4 and around 5:15. But I'm here now. Take me as I am. So as I was saying, my friends, you know, as we have been reading the Bible and we have been encountering all these various prophets, it is kind of strange that we find some prophets that are saying the other prophets are false and they're lying to the people and leading the people astray. But they just say, woe to those prophets. How come they can't call out those prophets' names? Which ones were lying? Come on, Micah. Since you know that there were some prophets that were leading the people astray, if God has pointed out those prophets to you, why are you not saying their names? How am I supposed to know 2,000 years later? How am I supposed to know which of the prophets? Because almost all the books of the Bible are written by a prophet. So, which of these prophets is speaking truth and which is not? I don't know. So, I just got to read this thing for myself and see who is making sense to me and who is not. And based on what they have written, Michimu, bless up yourself. Good morning to you, my love. And also based on what they have written about their experience in their time alive, I have to make that determination for myself as to who is right and who is not. I don't get it. I need to make that determination for myself. The Bible not provide me that determination to say which prophet is being honest and which is not. Trevor, how are you doing, Trevor? I'm going to roll back to the book of Jeremiah a little bit. For those of you who were with me when I read the book of Jeremiah, you all may not understand how incensed I got with Jeremiah. Even though some people still believe that Jeremiah was one of the greatest prophets, I beg to differ. I do not I do not share that sentiment about Jeremiah. After having read what he wrote about his experience with his people, the descendants of Jacob, I for me, Jeremiah is one of those false prophets that the others talk about, the false prophet who lead the people astray. One of the reasons I say this is because y'all remember when Jeremiah told the people that God said they should go to Babylon, worship as Nebuchadnezzar worship, do as the Babylonians do? I found that to be very weird, very strange, that that would be any kind of punishment for the children of Israel, that God would tell them to go to Babylon and go live and worship and do as the Babylonians do. That to me was very odd. Because based on how I've been socialized to believe that there is a God and what this God is all about, I said based on how I've been socialized, I could not see how that God who is punishing people for not doing what he wants them to do, why would he now say, go and worship and serve somebody else. He clearly knows that the Babylonians serve other gods. Why would he punish his people by sending them, telling them to deliberately go to Babylon, go serve other gods? That didn't make any sense to me. That was very conflicting of Jeremiah to say. And I said it before, and I will say it again, that Jeremiah was a fluke. Jeremiah was a crook based on what I've read of his writings in the Bible. Because after he did all of this, and I think it was I believe it was a conspiracy between him and Nebuchadnezzar, so that Nebuchadnezzar could come out on top, could come out successful in his attempt to destroy Israel. Jeremiah was the insider who gave the children of Israel over into the hands of Babylon. If you can convince me otherwise, I will listen. I make sure to come out of the Bible, because it is in the Bible. It is from the same Bible here that I have come up with this realization. God cannot be punishing the people for serving other gods and then say to them in the same breath, go to Babylon. Those of you who were not captured, those of you who were not slain, go into Babylon, go serve Nebuchadnezzar freely. Why would God say that? So I don't believe, right, Mike? Bless up yourself. Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Why would God say that? And then stay down there 70 years and I will come again for you. So if you tell the people, stay down there 70 years and then I will come again for you. After 70 years, the people would most of the people probably have forgotten about their Jewish tradition. Because unless it is deliberately passed down generation to generation, the people are going to start now living, worshiping, socializing, etc., just as the Babylonians are. 70 years is a long time. And there are lots of changes that can occur over a 70-year period. So I didn't believe Jeremiah when he said God told him that. And then to top it all off, when Nebuchadnezzar had come up and after he had destroyed Israel, he had taken all the things that were valuable out of the temple. He had taken everything that was of value, taken it back down to Babylon, slew who he wanted to slay, destroyed the place. He took some of the princes with him down to Babylon, because some of them, they were of intellectual value to him. So he took them with him. Others, he ordered them slain. But Jeremiah, he didn't slay Jeremiah. He didn't capture Jeremiah. Instead, when he appointed the new governor Gedaliah over Israel, he made sure to tell him to protect Jeremiah at all cost. Give Jeremiah whatever he wants. Now, as we have read about Nebuchadnezzar, when you all see Nebuchadnezzar giving something for nothing, I don't see this man giving anything for nothing. That makes me ask the question, why did he choose to give Jeremiah all these gifts and all these favors? What did Jeremiah give him for him to be so favorable towards Jeremiah? Okay, that is my question. And I leave it right there. Mike, how are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Friday to you, my love. Happy Friday to everybody in the chat. Welcome, Joyce. Joyce, I see you, I see you. I see you. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, teacher. Who else is this? Floritant? Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're doing great, Mike. Okay, good, good, wonderful. Let us continue with the reading. For those of you who are just coming, we are on to the book of Micah. We are reading Micah chapters 1 through 3. I'm not doing too bad, Mike, to be honest. I don't complain. Why should I complain? Yeah. I got too many blessings to complain about too little hiccups. Okay? So I'm not complaining. I'm giving thanks. Let us continue. We are on to, for those of you just coming, we are on to the book of Micah. We are reading now chapter 3. We are on to verse 5. Thus said the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry, peace. And he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against them. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of God. But truly I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression, and to Israel his sin. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob, and princes of the house of Israel, that hate judgment, and pervert all equity. They build up Zion with blood, and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord, and say, Is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. Therefore, now this is the last verse of chapter 3 of the book of Micah. Therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house as the high places of the forests. Here ends the reading of Micah chapter 3. And this is another of the minor prophets prophesying according to how he says he's being led. I don't have much to unpack on Micah. Honestly, I am just as blah this morning on that as I'd been. I'm good, Mike. How are you? Yeah. This one here, this one here, I'm going to have to read this one again. Not this morning though, but I will be reading this one again because I have to go see. I have to go search the Bible again and see what whether or not Micah was mentioned with Ahaz, because remember, he says he lived in the time of Ahaz and Hezekiah and Jotham. So I'm gonna go back and see. I see Sexy Sheen. Good morning, my love. How are you doing? Welcome. I'm gonna go back and see if Micah was ever mentioned where we read about Jotham and Ahaz, because I don't remember him being mentioned. But he could have, and I could have forgotten it, because trust me, this Bible here is a whole lot. Me could I never remember all of what I have read. Sometimes it's y'all who remind me of some of the things, because even though I write and I jot down stuff, I can't possibly remember everything. So I'm going to go back and read about King Ahaz in his time of Hezekiah and see if there's anything about Micah. And then I will come back and we will talk about it when I find it. Okay? But this morning we don't have too much to unpack. Right, Winsome? We don't have too much to unpack this morning, my love. And so our reading for this morning is let's see, our reading for this morning is going to be short because as much as me like to talk, me not have much to say this morning about this reading. So we are gonna end the live right here, so right, Sister Winsome? I have the explanation for it. So we will end the live right here. When we come back tomorrow, we'll read chapters 4 and 5. That might help us along in understanding where Micah is coming from with these writings. Okay, guys? Yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't give you much more explanation for this, but I don't have it. I can't give what I don't have. All right, Winsome. That's where we're going to end the reading for this morning. When we come back tomorrow, we will continue with the reading of the Bible as we are on our quest to read from beginning to end. We should be finishing about the next. We look like we have about 6 more months to go, if that much. Okay, so that's where we're going to end this morning's reading, guys. Come back and join me tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, though, is going to be later than this. Tomorrow morning, we will read. It will be about 8:30, somewhere around there. But it's gonna be after I leave work. So I hope to see you then. That's going to be it for this morning, guys. Hold on, baby, I'm coming. That's going to be it from me for this morning, my friends. Until next time, this is Trev from Trevessence, where your journey matters. Jeez, I'm coming. Give me a second. Jeez, peace. Yeah, I know. Mm, um, wait, let me tend to you in a minute. Let me tend to you. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm tending to you.